The arena in Moscow buzzed with anticipation on July 21, 2018, as the cruiserweight division's most anticipated showdown loomed. OLEKSANDR USYK, Ukraine's slick southpaw, faced MURAT Gassiev, Russia's iron-fisted knockout machine, in the World Boxing Super Series final. The stakes couldn't be higher, all for major world titles WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, plus the coveted Ring Magazine belt and the Muhammad Ali trophy hung in the balance. Both men entered the ring undefeated, their legacies on the line, with the winner poised to etch their name among boxing's elite as the undisputed champion at 200 pounds. The crowd, a mix of fervent Russian supporters and vocal Ukrainian fans, created an electric atmosphere, the air thick with national pride and the promise of a historic clash. USYK, the 2012 Olympic gold medalist, was known for his dazzling footwork, pinpoint accuracy, and ring generalship, a boxer who made opponents look clumsy with his elusive style. Gassiev, younger but equally formidable, carried a reputation for devastating power. His 23 knockouts and 26 wins a testament to his ability to end fights with a single blow. The contrast was stark, USYK's artistry versus Gassiev's brute force, a classic boxer-puncher matchup that had fans and analysts debating endlessly. As the lights dimmed and the fighters made their entrances, the tension was palpable, the kind that only comes when two unbeaten warriors vie for supremacy. The opening bell rang, and USYK wasted no time asserting control. His feet moved like quicksilver, circling left, then right, keeping Gassiev at the end of a stabbing jab. The Ukrainian, the noise swelling with every flurry. Around 6 marked a turning point. USYK, now fully in rhythm, unleashed a dazzling sequence, a double jab followed by a straight left that rocked Gassiev's head back. The Russian responded with a looping left hook to the body, a shot that would have buckled lesser men, but USYK's legs held firm. For a fleeting moment, the two stood toe-to-toe, trading blows in a rare display of raw aggression. The crowd erupted, sensing a shift, but USYK quickly resumed his hit-and-move strategy, refusing to be drawn into a slugfest. Gassiev's face began to show signs of wear, his cheeks reddening under the Ukrainian's precise shots, while USYK remained unmarked, his composure unshaken. The Russian's frustration was subtle but evident: missed punches, a slight hesitation before throwing, the realization that USYK's puzzle was harder to solve than anticipated. The middle rounds saw USYK's dominance grow, his combinations now landing in bunches, each punch a statement of his superior skill. As the fight entered the later rounds, USYK's mastery became undeniable. His jab was a metronome, keeping Gassiev at bay, while his straight left found the target with surgical precision. Gassiev, bloodied around the eyes, pressed forward with grim determination, but his punches grew slower, his legs heavier. USYK's stamina was a marvel, his movement as crisp in the ninth as it had been in the first. He began to showboat, dropping his hands, feinting, even flashing a grin after slipping a wild right from Gassiev. The Russian, to his credit, never stopped, trying, launching desperate hooks in the 10th, one catching USYK on the shoulder. But the Ukrainian's defense was a fortress. The crowd, sensing the inevitable, grew quieter, the Russian fans' hopes fading as USYK's clinic continued. The 11th round saw USYK at his peak, a 3-punch combination jab, cross, uppercut drawing a collective gasp, Gassiev's head snapping back under the impact, yet the Russian refused to wilt, his heart as iron as his nickname, swinging until the bell. The final round was a coronation. USYK, knowing victory was secure, danced around the ring, his hands a blur as he peppered Gassiev with shots, a double jab, a right hook, a playful sidestep. Every move was a taunt, a display of absolute control. Gassiev, battered but proud, threw everything he had, his punches heavy with defiance, but lacking the zip to catch the elusive Ukrainian. The crowd, now on its feet, roared for both men, honoring their courage and skill. As the final bell rang, USYK raised his arms, his face alight with triumph, while Gassiev nodded in respect, his head bowed but unbowed. The fighters embraced, two warriors who had given everything, their mutual respect evident in the quiet moment amid the chaos. The judges' scorecards were a formality, 120 to 108, and 119 to 109 twice. A unanimous decision for OLEKSANDR USYK, the new undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. The post-fight scene was one of celebration and reflection. Usyk, draped in the Ukrainian flag, hoisted the Muhammad Ali trophy, his smile radiant as the belts WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, and Ring Magazine were fastened around his waist. The crowd, even those rooting for Gassiev, applauded the Ukrainians' brilliance, recognizing they'd witnessed a masterclass. Gassiev, gracious in defeat, spoke of Usyk's greatness, vowing to return stronger. The boxing world buzzed with praise, analysts calling the performance one of the finest in cruiserweight history, a blend of speed, skill, and heart that evoked comparisons to the sport's legends. Usyk's victory was more than a personal triumph. It was a statement, a declaration that he belonged among the all-time greats, his name now synonymous with excellence. For Ukraine, it was a moment of pride, a beacon of hope amid challenging times. While Russia saluted Gassiev's courage, a fighter who'd faced a genius and never backed down. The legacy of that night in Moscow endures. Usyk's dominance propelled him to new heights, his eventual move to heavyweight yielding victories over Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, cementing his status as a pound-for-pound king. Gassiev, though slowed by injuries, remains a respected figure, his power still a threat. In the division, the fight itself, a 12-round showcase of contrasting styles, is studied by aspiring boxers. A textbook example of how skill can neutralize power, how movement can trump aggression. For fans, it's a memory of a night when two men laid it all bare, their gloves telling a story of ambition, resilience, and respect. The cruiserweight